In this video, we're going to go over some problems from our lesson on continuous random variables. Let's take a look at the first one. It says, use the uniform probability distribution to solve. What is the area of the part of the region where x is between 1.5 and 3? Okay, so this is our uniform distribution down here. And to find the area of a region, this is going to be a rectangular region, so we're going to find an area of a rectangle. What rectangle? Well, let's take a look. We want the area where x is between 1.5 and 3. So 1.5 is about right here. 3 is about right here. So we can go ahead and draw that rectangle. From 1.5 to 3. Okay, so we want this region right here. Actually, I'm going to make that a filled in rectangle. I'm going to go over that again. Oops. Okay, so there's our rectangle. So we want the area of this rectangle. We know one of the dimensions of the rectangle, okay, from 1.5 to 3. That distance right there is 1.5, right? 3 minus 1.5 is 1.5. What we don't know is the height, okay, but we can find that. And this is what we're going to do. We know that the area of the whole region is equal to 1. This is true for all probability distributions. So the area of this entire blue rectangle right here is equal to 1. And we know one of the dimensions of that rectangle. We know this distance right here. This distance from 1 to 4 is equal to 3. Okay, so if we know the area of the blue rectangle and we know one of the dimensions, we can find this dimension right here. And that's what I'm showing on the board right here. The area of the whole region is 1. This is an L, not a 1. The length times the width is equal to 1. We know the length is 3, okay? This length right here from 4 to 1. 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So 3 times the width, or this distance right here, is equal to 1. And if we solve for W, we know that it's equal to 1/3. We divide both sides by 3. So we can label this now that this distance here, this width or height of this rectangle, is equal to 1/3. So I'm going to write that on the board right here. That's equal to 1/3. Now that we know that, we can find the area of this rectangle, okay? It's got a height or a width that's the same as the blue. So this dimension right here is equal to 1/3. And we know this distance here as well. This is 1.5 and this is 3. 3 minus 1.5 is equal to 1.5. Okay, and now you can find the area of that region by multiplying your length times your width. All right, I'm going to actually type this out on the board so that it's a little bit more clear. And it would be good if we would convert both of our dimensions to fractions. Okay, so 1/3 times 1 1/2, or 3/2. That's another way to look at that. And I'll let you finish this one up. Okay, so this area where x is between 1.5 and 3 is going to be equal to 1/3 times 3/2. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says the weights x of an animal are distributed according to the probability distribution shown. What is the probability that the animal's weight will be less than 151 pounds? Okay, so again, let's mark up this picture and kind of shade in the region that we're talking about. So less than 151 pounds. So that would be everything from 151 and below. Okay, so this region right here. What's the probability? So basically what we want to know is what percent is this region of the whole region? Okay, and we've got some numbers here across the x-axis that we can use to help us. This whole distance right here from 148 to 152 is 4. Okay, so 152 minus 148 is equal to 4, or you can kind of count the segments there, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the distance or the length of our region that we're concerned about is 3. Okay, 151 minus 148 is 3, or again, count the segments, 1, 2, 3. So it's 3/4 of the whole. Okay, so you guys can take it from there. Go ahead and convert 3/4 into a percent or a probability for number 2. Okay, for number 3 says use the probability distribution to solve. What's the probability that x is less than 3? Okay, again, we're looking at this region where x is less than 3. 3 is right here, okay? So less than 3 would be everything from 0 up to 3. Let's go ahead and shade in that region. So I'm going to draw a line from 3 up to the top. Make that blue. Whoops, blue. And then we'll kind of connect the dots here and draw a blue line around the whole region. Okay. So what we want to know is what is the area of this region? And we do have an x-axis and a y-axis labeled for this one. So we do know the dimensions of this figure. This is a triangle, okay? The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Let's write that on the board. So area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. So for this one, the base has a length of 3. Okay, from 0 to 3, that's a length of 3 or distance of 3. And the height here, so we go from 0 all the way up to here, which is 0.2. Okay, so for this one, 1/2 base times height, it's going to be 1/2 times 3 times 0.2. And again, I'll let you take it from there. That's number 3. Taking a look at number 4, it says use the probability distribution to solve. What's the probability that x is less than 3 or x is greater than 5? Whenever we see probability of A or B, or means to add the probabilities together. So we're going to find the area of the region where x is less than 3 and the area of the region where x is greater than 5, and we're going to add those areas together. Okay, let's start off by identifying the region. So let's start with x is less than 3, and this really is just like the previous problem, but we'll go ahead and do it again. Okay, so it's going to be a triangle. And then we'll do the same thing with x is greater than 5. Again, it's going to be a triangle. Okay, and we'll put our formula for the area of a triangle on the board here. So area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. We already did this for x is less than 3. We said it was 1/2 times 3 times 0.2. Okay, so, and you guys found that area, whatever that was. Now we're going to do that again for 5, for x is greater than 5. And it turns out it's actually going to be the same thing. So the base is 3. Okay, so 1/2 times the base, and the height is 0.2 times 0.2. So you can either add those two areas together or take your area from number 3 and multiply it times 2. All right, that's number 4. Number 5 is a little different. It says use the probability distribution to solve. The probability that x is less than or equal to a is equal to 0.5. What's the value of a? So for this one, they've given us the probability and they want us to find the x value. Okay, so the probability is that x is less than some number is equal to 0.5. So what we want to do is we want to take this trapezoid and we want to find the center of it. We want to divide it exactly in half, find the middle. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, if we look at the x-axis here, it has a length of 8. So the midpoint there, half of 8 is 4. So if I were to draw a line at 4, you can see that 50% of the figure, or 0.5 of the figure, is to the left of that blue line, and 50% or 0.5 of the area is to the right of that value. Okay, so I'll let you kind of finish it here. What is the value of A? Where did we draw that line?